So we're going to start again, and I'm going to say we're looking at this page, exercise 3. You've circled past perfect, and we're going to read through this. So I want you guys to follow along. Sarah, I'm going to ask you to start and read the first 4 lines.
Of the paragraph or the directions?
Where it starts with we use.
Oh, okay. We use the past perfect to show that something happened in the past before another past action. By the time you arrived, I had left. The thief simply walked in because I had forgotten to lock the door. Her eyes were red because she had been crying.
Okay, Jack, read to the bottom of the page.
In the above sentences, the past perfect one shows which past action happened first, and simple past tense 2 shows what happened after the first action. But some sentences can be tricky. Until yesterday, I had never heard about it. In this sentence, something is missing, but understood.
So in this sentence, it doesn't tell you what had happened before, but it is implied. So turn over to the back, and Amanda, can you read those top 4 lines?
What happened yesterday? I heard about it. What happened before yesterday? I didn't hear about it. Heard is the second past action, the most recent, while did here is the first past action. So it should be in the past present.
Okay, so that's a little bit convoluted, but you should know that if it said until yesterday, that was, yesterday I heard about it. So what came before that is I had never heard about it. Got it, Isaac? Okay, so you need to be able to see when it's implied. And then, Owen, would you read the next when we write?
When we write about an incident that happened in the past, often 2 past actions happen at the same time. So be careful to use the past perfect only when necessary. In the following paragraph, all the verbs are underlined.
If you can read those, that paragraph.
As I walked down the lonely street at midnight, I thought I heard footsteps behind me. The footsteps grew louder and louder. I suddenly stopped and rolled around to face whoever was following me. But no one was there. My imagination had been playing tricks on me.
Okay, so we're going to do something a little bit different with this. There is one verb that is past perfect progressive. Can anybody identify it? Past perfect progressive. To have plus been plus the present participle. Spencer. Had been playing. Okay, so there's your past progressive. Now, Sarah, I'm going to ask you. The first 4 verbs are the same, 5 verbs are the same form. Are they simple, perfect, progressive, or perfect progressive? Thought, grew, stopped, whirled.
Progressive?
Okay, so progressive's going to be a verb plus ing. And those are just,
So perfect.
so perfect is going to be to have past the part.
Simple.
Simple, okay. So sometimes, and that's okay, you want to go through the process of elimination. Lots of verbs are just going to be simple past. So I want you to see that. Most of these are simple past. There is one example. Well, actually, let me ask you, what is was following? What verb form is that? Is it simple, perfect, or progressive of those 3?
Progressive.
Davis.
Progressive?
Progressive. Okay, so I want you to be able to see that. This is going to make a difference with your paper. But the had been playing with me, it's perfect because it came before I walked down, I thought, they grew, like before all that, my imagination was playing tricks on me. Had been, thank you. Okay, so skip to the important. Here's the last thing I'm going to read. Jaden, would you read that? From important down to exercise 4.
Sure. Often we don't need to use the past perfect because we make the time relationship between actions or events clear by using the time forward, before, or after. I left before you arrived. Before makes it clear that the action left happened first. You arrived after I left. After makes it clear that the action arrived happened second.
Okay, so before and after are these signal words, and you're not going to use past perfect if you have before or after, because it makes the sequence clear. Huh.
Couldn't you also say like substitute after or before for like when or something?
And if you did
Say like-
that, then you would use past perfect.
Okay.
Okay, like when you had when you left, no, I'm gonna say it backwards, but you can put when. If you use the word when, you're going to use the past perfect, somewhere in there. So you guys, your homework for tonight that you're going to put on as a PDF is exercise 4. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. The tricky part is you're gonna need to do this. You're gonna need to take a PDF picture of it, and sorry, it's on 2 pages. So it goes to the back. There's 10 sentences. So you're gonna need to take a PDF of both, and then you're going to upload it. It needs to be uploaded by 8 a.m. tomorrow. So tonight, this is your homework. When should you upload it?
Tonight.
Tonight. Nobody's gonna roll out of bed at 7:30 in the morning and go, oh yeah, let me get that homework uploaded before 8 o'clock. Okay, so let's do the first one together so I can show you what I mean. And Joy, would you try it for us? Molly blank a teacher before she blank a lawyer. What's the signal word in that, Joy? Before. So that means, what does that mean?
Past.
It's just gonna be simple past. Okay, so Joy, what would it be? How would you say that?
Molly was a teacher before she became a lawyer.
Yeah, okay? You're not gonna say had become, you're just gonna say became. So that's what you guys are gonna do. You're gonna go through this, you've got 9 more. It's not gonna take you very long. You might be able to do it at the end of class. Take it.
Could we say Molly had been a teacher before she became a lawyer?
Why wouldn't you just?
That sounds right, but grammatically it's wrong because you have before. If you have before, you're not gonna use past perfect. Okay?
Ms. Scooters,
Uh-huh.
why wouldn't you just say Molly became a teacher before she became a lawyer?
Because they gave you to be instead of become. Like if you were writing a sentence for a paper, that'd be perfectly acceptable. But the prompt they gave you was to be. Okay, any questions about what you need to do with this? Okay, you need to put this away now, and we need to switch to writing. So you might have some time to do this. Let's see. So many pieces of paper today. Let's do this. Would you hand those out for me? Would you hand these out for me? And let me and you guys need to get your writing assignment paper out. So the one that says American history figure, Sarah, would you mind handing? Okay, so you're gonna get 3 pages, and you are getting out something, you're getting out the assignment sheet that I gave you. It says important people in American history.
Wait, did you write this one?
And so you can actually get a copy it from somebody else. And you want? So guys, you're getting this out. Important people in American history. It was, yes, it was the original assignment sheet. And then you've got 3 sheets coming to you.
Yeah.
And we are going to try to be very organized about how I go over this. It should be. And, oh wait.
No, you didn't.
That's how it should be. It should have things written on it. Nope, this is S, and I'll blank mine.
No, you didn't. Reagan, it is your fault. That is not my fault.
Okay, guys, we've got 20 minutes and we've got a lot to do.
Appreciate that.
Yes, yes. Okay, I need everybody's attention up here. Thank you so much. Just set it right here, that's fine. Okay, so you guys are all going to be writing. Okay, Isaac, this is taking too long. You can just give it to people at the front of the row and then they can pass it down. Okay.
So many papers.
I agree.
So, you guys need to be focused or this is going to be confusing. The first thing I want to point out to you is the checklist to writing the first draft.
I'm
So-
pretty sure.
Why is that one so
big? Yeah,
I get a big one.
You actually got the big one.
Mine's way bigger.
What about this?
I'm sure I was asking that big.
I just did one.
No, I'm talking about the one that we had.
Why don't I just press it?
Oh, we all like that one.
You just said something?
Man, 4 on each.
Some of them are locked in.
Who'd you get?
I don't. Okay, I think, guys, way too much energy going into trying to find this. If you're missing something, then you just need to pay very close attention. No, I'm not going back through it. Right now, you're looking at this checklist. Everybody sees this checklist.
Yes.
Now, for some of you who have struggled with deadlines, I will be asking you for this. And I'll let you know, you'll get an email from me saying, hey, this is going to be part of your assignment. But for the rest of you, I just think this is very helpful. What most 8th graders do, what many 8th graders do, is they don't worry about an assignment until the night before something's due. Everything in bold is a due date. Your first due date is on Thursday when you bring your 3 sources. But there are 6 things you should do before Thursday, and I've spelled this out. Now, you may or may not like to do checklists, but this will keep you organized and let you know if you're on task. So, yesterday, you should have signed up for an important American figure.
I didn't do that.
Those of you that gave me requests from the library, I did collect those books, so get them from me before you leave. You should have, by yesterday, have purchased or borrowed a book. If you doesn't come in by Thursday, if you can show me that you ordered it by yesterday, I'll give you credit. This is just a 10-point homework grade. You will lose 3 points if you don't have your book or an order form from yesterday. Third thing, you should have printed 1 online article for today's class. Now, the way today's class is going is if you don't have it, it's fine because we're not going to have very much time to work in class. I'm going to be giving you information and you're really going to be doing it more at home tomorrow. So now where we are is we're learning how to read and annotate an article. And this is going to be a time saver for you. So I really want you to focus. And this is not hole punched. You'll throw it away after this assignment, but keep it in the front because this tells you what you should be working on. Okay? Okay, just to help you be organized. Now, everybody is going to get this on Google Classroom. So I'm literally going to give you a shell for your outline. So you've got a hard copy because I want to give you an overview. Anytime you start a paper, it's good to know where are you going, what are you doing? And for all of us, we're doing the same thing. We're choosing an important figure in American history, and we're going to talk about challenges they faced, what they accomplished, and the legacy they've left. So I want you to be looking at this outline right now. Everybody has this. Davis?
Oh, I was just gonna ask you if you, did you look for the books yesterday that?
Yeah, I just said that. I've got books in here, and she told me what she doesn't have, what she does have, so you can get it from me, okay? Okay, so everybody's looking at this. Everybody's gonna have the same 5 paragraphs. You're gonna have an introduction. Even though we're not gonna start with that, you need to keep in mind, at some point, you need to get information from your introduction. If you're reading and you see a quote, or a story, or some background information, just label that, because that could be helpful in your introduction. What we're gonna focus on is our 3 body paragraphs. And I want you to write, not the topic sentence, but just the topic out to the side. So the topic for Roman numeral 2 is challenges. So write that in the margin, challenges.
Am I supposed to have this paper?
Mhm.
Jeff, are you talking?
Okay,
What are we writing?
you're writing challenges next to Roman numeral 2. Everybody has this?
In the blank? Or
Yes.
Okay, so next to Roman numeral 3, you're going to write oh, way too many conversations going on. You need to write challenges, accomplishments next to Roman numeral 3. And next to Roman numeral 4, you need to write legacy. So these are the topics of your paper. So when you start reading your articles, you are not simply looking for interesting information and highlighting it. You are specifically looking for challenges, accomplishments, and legacy. Now, this is supposed to save you some time because you're going to annotate your sources, which means as you come across information that fits into these paragraphs, you're gonna highlight it, and you're gonna write the corresponding Roman numeral at the side.
I'm sorry, what is this second one I accidentally wrote?
Accomplishment.
Challenges, accomplishments, legacy. Okay? So you're using this outline to guide you in taking notes on your sources. You're going to have 3 sources. Today, everybody's supposed to have an online source. But what I want to do is I want to show you a source that I used. So everybody look at this biography on Laura Ingalls Wilder's. So this is a great source, lots of information. I don't need all the information. What I need is information that fits into Roman numeral 2, Roman numeral 3, Roman numeral 4. So would you follow with me? I want you to see what we did. If I go down below early life, see where Roman numeral 2 is out to the right?
Yup.
So what you can't see is that it's highlighted. But there's a sentence there that says, when she was growing up, she and her pioneer family repeatedly moved from one Midwestern town to the next. Well, I was a kid that moved around a lot. I know that moving is challenging. Moving means making new friends and learning a new community. So I just put Roman numeral 2, challenges. Okay? Okay, turn the page. So there's a lot on the front page I chose not to highlight. Now the second page, there's a lot I did highlight. So look at the very top of that page. Because they had moved so often, Wilder and her siblings mainly taught themselves and each other. They attended local schools whenever they could. Her decision to become a teacher herself was largely an economic one. So I actually felt like that was a challenge and an accomplishment. That her family couldn't afford to go to school. That's a challenge. An accomplishment, she became a teacher, but it says it was an economic reason. It's because her family was poor. They needed her to make money at the age of 16. Isn't that amazing? She became a teacher. So you might have 2. So I would do Roman numeral 2, Roman numeral 3. The next paragraph talks about her becoming a teacher. I put Roman numeral 3 for accomplishments. Go to the next Roman numeral 2 under marriage and family, children. There's a sentence there about Almanzo, her husband, contracted diphtheria, was partially paralyzed, and their home burned to the ground. This was in their first year of marriage. I think she was 18. And then there's another paragraph about them getting a farm. So I put Roman numeral 3 for accomplishments.
Because Alonzo grew up on what's.
Right. Okay, turn the page. Now, some of your articles are only going to have accomplishments. This article I liked because it had everything. So look at the last page. Actually, it's page 3. At the very top, it says Little House on the Prairie, a television show based on Laura Ingalls Wilder's, aired in 1974, ran until 1982. I put Roman numeral 4 for legacy. What is she remembered for? She's remembered for her life that was made very public through this TV series.
And the books, right, that she wrote.
And then if you go down to the very last paragraph, it talks about her children's series. So in this article, I've got challenges, I've got accomplishments, I have legacy. That's what you're looking for. So as you annotate, you should have an article like this that's highlighted, and you've got Roman numeral 2, 3, or 4. Now, let me tell you about Roman numeral 1. There is information that will capture your attention, and the goal of your introduction is to capture your reader's attention. So if you think that it's interesting and you might want to put it in your introduction, you can put Roman numeral 1, okay? I also put Roman numeral 5 because often in the conclusion you'll talk about their death or something that they're remembered for. So I just threw that in. Your Roman numerals sort your information. It doesn't mean you have to use it. Sarah?
I have an Elvis Presley packet.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, I knew some of them were different. It was really.
Okay, well, some of them have been marked. That's it. Now, I want to show you, if you turn back to the top page, this actually has a mark on it, S2. Everybody sees this?
Yep.
You are going to have 3 sources, and you need to label each one for me. S1, S2, S3. If you have a book, then you're going to need to put a sticky note on it and label it. Now let's talk about the book for a minute, because if you have a book and it's from the library, you can't write in it, so how do you annotate it?
You're
You're going to use sticky notes. So, and you can use the smaller sticky notes, but like, this is on Dr. Seuss. And, let's see if I can find something. Okay.
Your dad knows it?
You live next to him.
That's amazing. Okay, so Ted, Dr. Seuss, never really fit in at Oxford. The university was about 800 years old. All the students seemed serious. The lectures bored him. His mind wandered. He doodled. The pages of his notebook were filled with chickens. Okay, I could keep going. He had a hard time being a student. Where would that fit in my outline?
Challenges.
What Roman numeral?
1, 2.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so what I do is I put Roman numeral 2 on a sticky note and I mark that page. So you will annotate your book. Now some of you have ordered a book, you're welcome to write on it. Okay? But otherwise you're just doing sticky notes.
These little,
I
like,
talked to you, my book is just quotes, and then it gives a short biography at the end, but like,
Right.
about him.
So there are a handful of students that have a book that have quotes. And so that would probably be used for your introduction or your conclusion.
Is that okay?
That's fine. That's fine. The whole point of doing a book is I want to show you how to do this on Works Cited. You don't have to get a ton of information from it. And I would say your online article is going to give you the best overview. And then when you look at the book, you're kind of picking and choosing to see if you could get more information. Like Sarah, were you the one doing Helen Keller?
Yes.
So Sarah just showed me something from online that showed Helen Keller had challenges in her childhood. So that's helpful but vague. So then if you had a book, you'd go and say, I'll read about her childhood to find out her specific challenges. Your book will give you the greatest amount of specific information. Okay, questions? Okay, so what I'd like for you guys, any questions about how you're annotating? Okay, so I would like one person to summarize. What do you need to do tonight for composition? Isaac?
This packet.
Not the packet,
Not
exercise
the whole
4.
pack, exercise 4, so 1.5 page, 1 page pretty much. And then
Whoa, what are you gonna do after you complete it?
you're gonna turn both pages as a PDF on Google Classroom.
On Google Classroom. So you guys make sure you've got that. What are you going to do tomorrow for composition? Jackson?
We are going to work on getting our stuff with our, getting our online sources and, I don't remember. I heard something about online sources.
Okay, Grayson, you're kind of getting there.
I'm gonna listen to the video, and then I'm gonna do the assignment.
What's the
Okay,
assignment, Grace?
listen to the video. That's the first thing. The second thing is you are going to annotate at least one source tomorrow.
That's what I meant to say.
And the third thing is you are going to get your 3 sources ready to show to me, which means you will label them tomorrow. Okay? When you come in on Thursday, we're going to have the computers back. It's going to be a work day, but you're going to have time on Thursday to annotate. It's also time to ask me questions, like, is this information I should use? Also, I want to tell you, sometimes you're going to have a source and go, I thought this was good, but it's really not. Now I need to find another source. That's just how research is. Okay, but I will come around and I will check off all 3 of your sources, and if you're missing something, I'll give you partial. It's like each source is worth 3 points. Okay? Take.
So we have our printed one, the book, and then one online source.
Well, no,
Technically, the
you
print
need
one.
to have everything in print form. So if you get another online source, print it, okay? And a few people have told me that they have ordered a book on Kindle. You can either do a screenshot or you can bring your Kindle and show it to me. That's gonna be a little bit tricky to annotate, but there is a way that you can do it digitally, okay? Okay, questions?